You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Doctor Who After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Doctor Who After Show.
Woo, hey guys, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another Doctor Who wrap-up show on AFTERBUZZ. Today we are doing episode 9 of season 7.
Episode 10.
Is it episode 10? Oh,
yeah, if you count the Christmas special.
Oh, you're right. All right then, episode 10. Hide.
Yes.
I want to do a spooky noise, but my voice just doesn't sound that spooky. That's good. I like it. I like it. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty fancy. Now, before we start, there's something I want to mention.
Sure.
Okay, because I love the Doctor Who, and our listeners love the Doctor Who.
Yep.
Some of us might even be considered nerds about it.
I'd say even a few of us own it.
Yeah, oh, hell
in a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got addicted to King of the Nerds last season.
On TBS.
On TBS, the competition show where you can win like $100,000. And weirdly enough, the casting director contacted me, and so I figured I would tell you guys how to apply for it if you guys are because here's the thing. We had comics represented last season, but I want Doctor Who represented. I want like a hardcore
Can we get an AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive stinger
because
real
it really
quick?
is.
Because it totally is.
It totally is.
AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so if you want to be a part of this, and please represent Doctor Who, I want you to email Caroline. Okay, I'm going to spell this out for you. CAROLINE KOTN casting@gmail.com. You can go to fanhattan.com to find all the info, but name, age, photo, contact info. But also tell her that I sent you, and tell her that you saw this on AFTERBUZZ.
Yes.
Because it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Caroline Coten casting.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. And tweet me if you forget or something, and I'll send you the link to the
tweet us both,
article.
because if you get on, I really want to watch you.
Yeah, totally.
On King of the Nerds.
And then you should come in and be a guest on the show.
Totally.
All right. Now, Doctor Who. Okay.
Hide.
Spooky?
I thought it was spooky, very satisfying. It took us in a direction I did not expect. I enjoyed this so much more than I was expecting to. And to be fair, like from the preview and any clips we had seen before, I was dreading this episode. I thought it was going to be another Night Terrors or God Complex, 2 episodes that I just was very lukewarm on. Doctor Who, we have a lot of scarier episodes, but like straight horror episodes have always kind of fallen flat for me. And I was so very impressed with what Neil Cross did in this episode. Who directed this episode, by the way?
I will find that out in mere moments. Jamie Payne.
Like the biggest thing for me, because you have this episode and you have Rings of Akaten, which were both written by Neil Cross. This one actually was written before Rings of Akaten.
And is better.
Yes, and Stephen Moffat liked it so much that he gave him a crack in another episode.
Maybe he shouldn't have done that.
Well, hold on. This episode shows a level of promise that builds on the good parts of Rings of Akaten for me, and I think that the direction played a key point in the difference in quality between these 2 episodes.
I actually agree with you there. I did not hate the episode. I didn't love it, but I think had this been part of, as we were talking about last week, a different season, if this had been part of 6, or if this had been part of 5 or 4, and it popped in, I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Okay.
Because of everything surrounding it. Because it would be even though it was a game changer and there were definitely cool things that we learned here. I think I wanted something powerful after the last episodes, which I didn't love.
Okay.
And it's not that I disliked the episode as an episode. I think I just wanted more because the season so far has been very disappointing to me. This second half of the season.
See, to me, however, this was the most mature storytelling that we've seen on the show in a very long time. And not just in a sci-fi perspective, but in a character development perspective, in taking us places that we didn't realize that we were going. I thought it was a very well-crafted hour. It was very cinematic. And I thought for the first time, okay, this is how, you know, Clara episodes are going to work, how they're going to look, what the dynamic is. We got a real sense that we were really reminded for the first time how little trust there is between the Doctor and Clara, and that unlike his other companions, we don't quite know what she is to him yet.
Right.
Is she a pet almost? Is she a lover? Is she just a curiosity? It really strikes a chord in terms of how different their relationship is and the reasons why he brought her along than anyone else that I've seen ride with the Doctor in even the classic episodes.
Yeah. No, I have to agree with that. The thing, though, that I think is lost, and I think this is, because after last week and after, you know, a couple of people tweeted me and they're like, well, how come you don't like it? Other people tweeted me saying they agreed and they stopped watching this season because it's been so slow.
Yeah.
So I've been really seriously thinking about what it is that's been bothering me. Here's what I think it is.
Okay.
I think after Asylum of the Daleks, where I love Jenna Louise Coleman.
Yes.
We know this. The Christmas episode where I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I don't think their chemistry has been as good ever since. Now, I do believe that it is ramping up. I do actually think that that she did have to differentiate herself in some way from both of those versions of herself.
Yes.
However, I don't think that the chemistry has been as good. And you know they've got great chemistry.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this is by design.
I'm willing to supply a solution to your problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Watch the Snowmen again?
Well, watch the Snowmen again because, you know, they were so great together in the Snowmen. The difference is that the Doctor doesn't trust Clara.
Yeah. No, I said, I think
it's on
by
his
design.
end. Yeah, it's definitely by design. And I would say that we're getting little glimpses of their great chemistry. The beat where he's like, come along, we're going to look at this ghost, and she's like, dare me.
Yeah, I like that, and I did like the sharks. How do sharks reproduce?
Exactly.
Carefully. Well, they're very eaty.
Yeah.
I liked that. I'm going to use that word. But here's the thing. I think, and this is something I said last week too, I think that if we had Clara from the beginning of a season to the end of a season, this wouldn't have bothered me as much as it does now because I would have been happy to give it more time.
Because you're viewing it as episode 10 when in many ways, I watched it as episode 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And as episode 4 of a new season, which of course it isn't, but like watching it through that lens, it was the first rock solid example of their dynamic.
Yeah.
And while I do agree, it's not as fun.
It's not as fun at all.
As their Snowmen dynamic, which was very screwball and silly and sweet and sexy, and you know, it had so many layers to it. I think that ultimately the show will benefit from what may be viewed as a fallow period. Yeah,
and I agree with you. It definitely could. I think the problem for me is that we don't really get a lot of episodes per season.
Yeah.
And the time between seasons is endless.
True.
So I think that's what's bothering me. I'm like, go fix it faster, even though I really shouldn't want that. But if we'd done a straight full season with them, I think I would have been less bothered by it.
And there's an interesting thing going on in Doctor Who fandom right now. Critics and fans and everyone alike, casual viewers, I would say that we are more split now on our opinion of these episodes than the fandom has ever been since it was revived in 2005.
I totally agree with that.
Because there is a camp that solidly thinks that 2, 3, and now 4, or at the very least episodes 2 and 3, Rings and Cold War, were excellent episodes, and that, you know, the series is finally returning from what they thought was a low point in season 6. And to me, I think that a lot of that has actually to do with whether or not you are viewing this as a new season or part of season 7.
Yeah, and I've gone back and forth with that. I, as you know, have not been particularly happy with it, but but that said, I don't want to just bash the episode, because the episode, like I said, if it had been part of a different season, I would have liked it a lot more. So there are definitely good things. One of the things that I wanted to mention was the thing that Emma says to Clara, saying that
he's
the
a
doctor,
sliver of ice in his heart.
Sliver of ice in his
Beautiful
heart.
language.
Really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And don't trust him.
Yes.
And that is so sort of contrary to a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing with it. He's been so devoted to the ponds, and so, I mean, though darker.
Yeah.
Sliver of ice in his heart. That is way beyond.
Well, that's because their traveling together is founded upon a lie.
Yeah.
A lie of omission on the doctor's part, namely that he's only interested in her because he likes her.
Right.
You know, and we've never seen that before. With the Pawns, we had a level of guilt with having abandoned Amy for so long, you know, and we had distrust on Amy's part at the very beginning, but not necessarily on the doctor's.
Right.
I think that Clara unnerves him, and he's not entirely sure what she is to him, you know, because you think about his conversation with Emma at the end of the episode,
right,
where he came all this way, and I thought it was a worthwhile reveal. I thought, as I was watching it, I was wondering whether or not they would ever reveal why the doctor showed up to this period. And I love the fact that we're getting episodes in the recent past now.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked the 70s. Oh, it was an ugly time. But it was
know.
Fascinating to watch.
But it was great. It was great, and it made it feel like a classic 70s horror. And I thought the scares were great, and the creature design was great in the way that it moved, felt very jerky and stop motion-y, and that was so cool. But she made a point to, like, the way that she was kind of interrogating him about his feelings, and she said, you know, and she's you know, a very pretty girl. She can tell that he's still attracted to her, and I'm wondering how much of an impression our Victorian era Clara made on him.
Yeah.
So I don't think even he knows exactly why he has her. I think that he is emotionally confused.
I think so too. Well, that sort of, I mean, does bring us to the idea of a love story, because as we've all seen, the two of them have ridiculous chemistry.
Yes.
I mean, and even though in the past couple of episodes I haven't seen it, like, you can see it in interviews with the two of them. It's insane. Like, seriously, just
off
have
the charts.
Have sex already. I'm just sorry.
She's just
sorry.
saying. She's just saying.
Yes. But anyway, I think that and also she's dating Rob Stark, so we can't, maybe that's not a good idea.
We're just going to bring this up every episode, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So but okay, so I think it's very clear that they're going to at least explore that.
Yeah.
They're at least going to explore it. So, and also there was a big line in this episode: every lonely monster needs a companion.
That's true.
I wonder what that means.
Every lonely monster needs a companion, and every doctor needs a companion. Every professor needs a companion. There were lots of great parallels in this episode, and I think this speaks to the quality of the writing, that between the Doctor and Clara and Alec and Emma and our two monsters, our two monsters in love,
ugly love. Yeah,
which, like, I just want to point out the creature design and the reveal, which I think is owed to the director of the episode. That I was genuinely frightened by the creature. I felt the stakes that I felt were lacking for the last several episodes.
Yes.
When the Doctor was trapped in the pocket universe, I was on the edge of my seat. I was really, really concerned. You know, the stakes were dire. And then as soon as we are made aware that we can empathize and identify with the creature, when he finally shows up and we see it up close, he's almost cute in a grotesque way.
He's sort of John Carpenter's The Thing,
which
is adorable.
He's a sweet The Thing. He's the thing made of sugar plums and rainbows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's going to quote that on Twitter.
Great visuals. I just want to say, Soaring Chris 137 really didn't like this episode. He felt like nothing happened until the end.
But see, that's how I feel. I think nothing happened for me until the end. Like, there were things. No, that's not true. There were things.
Yeah. The first half, I'll admit, was a bit dead in the water.
Yeah, it kind of was.
You know, we had the scares, and I was just like, what's going on? And the episode didn't come alive for me until they got back in the TARDIS.
Yes.
And they did that great bit where they're photographing the area through time. And it's a device that I haven't seen on the show since City of Death, which was a classic episode that Roth and I reviewed.
Which I have seen since.
You've seen it since, yeah. Yes. And I love this device. I love the idea of going to multiple locations via TARDIS in an episode, and it doesn't really happen on the Earthbound episodes, you know, largely just because of budget. Yeah. You know, why pay for two locations? But I love, love, love it when they do that, because when you're able to travel through time, use it to solve puzzles. Yes. You know, like, have you ever played Braid, Stephen Moffat? It's a great Xbox Live Marketplace game. You should check it out.
It's true. But also that brought up what Clara said about we're all ghosts to you. Like, in your head, I wasn't born yet and I'm already dead. Like, you sort of think like the Doctor must look at us as ants. Yeah. Because it just isn't important. But he said, no, you guys are the mystery. And I don't know if he was talking about you guys or just her. Well,
it was a line that they used in the trailers to, you know, mean her specifically. Yeah. But I think he was talking about both.
I think so too.
And it was a really, really fantastic scene that I thought revealed character for her and revealed character for him and kind of advanced their relationship. She now knows she's not entirely sure who he is, and I think she's realizing how quickly she jumped into a time machine with an alien.
Don't get into cars with strangers.
Don't get
or snug boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get into snug boxes with strange boys. You know?
Well, they look like Matt Smith, maybe.
Well, when they're 1,100 years old,
that's true.
You don't know where they've been.
It's true.
You don't know who he's kissed.
I know.
Every companion since the woman in Doctor Who the movie.
Slut.
In 1998. Yeah, regenerations 8 through 11 have just been slutty.
Slutty. Oh, hey, since we said 11, I just have to bring this up. And I did not come up with this myself. I did see this online.
Okay.
However, she's mentioned 11 twice now.
When?
She said when she was talking about the book that was written by Amy, she said, oh, chapter 11's the best. It's going to make you cry. Now, of course, I'm on bankruptcy. But then also, she said, whiskey is the 11th most disgusting thing in the universe, which, by the way, not true. Whiskey's awesome.
Whiskey's awesome.
It is.
Whiskey's awesome, Jenna Louise Coleman. And I bet in real life you like it a lot. And that just makes you even cooler.
Doesn't it?
Richard Madden.
You're so in love with that.
You bastard. Yeah, whatever. Just make your point. I can see it coming. Now make it.
Oh no, I'm just mentioning that I saw that, and it's just interesting that she's used 11 twice. And there was also something about the date that her mother died being the date that one of the Doctors met a companion. And guys, if you know what this is, because I can't remember, I meant to write this down, but do tweet us because there was something about that particular date on the gravestone. So. And I mean, it does bring us to. We'll get to this later about this theory I've heard about her, so.
Which I know nothing about. So the reaction you're gonna get from me will be genuine.
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see what you think. I also I like the pooper scooper reference. It's like how is that helping?
Well, no, it's
what was the line exactly?
It was oh God.
It was going to enhance things?
Well, no, it was like it gathers a whole lot of things instead of doing it one by one, like a blank or a pooper scooper.
That was really pooper scooper.
Pooper scooper.
That's great. Sorry, I just had to. I had to bring that up.
It's okay.
It was funny.
It's okay.
It made me laugh.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think Clara is thinking right now, and what do you think she's feeling?
Okay. Well, we should mention the whole thing with the TARDIS not liking her. Because as we said last week, the TARDIS does not like paradoxes.
Does not like paradoxes.
And it was brought up again.
And I love their sassy
You're a cow.
Yeah. You are a cow. Yeah. I went through, 5 million potential forms that you would of which you have esteem, and this is the one that I chose.
I know.
Cow.
It was pretty funny.
Oh.
Did someone figure it out?
Yeah, someone told you what it is, and it ties into what I think you want to talk about later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I will look at that in moments. But But I think it's sort of, oh, yes, I just saw that. Soren Chris, 137. We'll bring that up in a moment.
Nice job, Soren
Excellent
Chris.
work, sir. But, okay, so I think she doesn't seem as bothered as I expected her to about the TARDIS, but then she doesn't have basis or comparison like we do.
Yeah.
And the TARDIS being personified again is something that I always sort of enjoy. You know how I feel about the Doctor's wife if you've been watching this show for a while. But I don't know. I think she distrusts him, but I think that there's that sense of adventure and that sense of, oh my God, look at what I get to do is still winning out.
Yeah.
I don't think she's as suspicious as she could be.
Yeah. But as we saw in the preview for next week, that's going to kind of come to a head, and it's going to be very, very exciting, which I didn't even really realize until I finished this episode. The next episode, of course, as many people know, is Journey to the Center of the TARDIS.
And we better see the pool.
We hope to see the pool.
We better see the pool.
Yeah. But she's journeying to the center of a TARDIS that does not like or trust her.
Uh-huh.
And will be fighting back, likely.
That's not going to end well. Well, no, it may end well. I don't know. But it's not going to be good for her.
No, it's not. And like that, I think, is even more dramatically rich than just seeing what's inside.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Because it's going to be a big mythology episode as far as she and the Doctor are concerned. Now, one thing I want to talk about, and this just occurred to me as I was watching this episode. Like it kind of like gave me all sorts of things were firing off. One thing that I think Stephen Moffat does very, very well, and that this season, our quibbles with it aside, is still indicative of, is how well the show layers mysteries. Mm-hmm. Because as we're going to get to past our spoiler wall, the title of the last episode of the season was announced.
Yes.
And it appears that we're going to get an answer to a very old question.
Oh, yes.
And that's a mystery that was first established, Silence Will Fall When the Question is Asked, back in the 5th season.
Yep.
And we're only getting that answer at the end of the 7th. So I'd like to think, and I'm pretty sure based on the reported synopses for the upcoming episodes, we're not going to get a firm answer to what Clara is in the 7th season.
Yeah, I don't think we are either.
I could not be happier.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm fine with it. Well, like we said in the last 2 shows, I like that overarching thing. I like that more than the standalone episodes sometimes. I like that mystery to keep going. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like we've got the layered mysteries of the question, the first question, which will be asked and Silence Will Fall. We have, when will River Song exit the series, and sort of what's going to be the last moment that we have with her. We have the Shakri, which were very, very quietly introduced.
Yes.
In the 4th episode of the season. We have the Great Intelligence.
Yep.
And how they're going to tie into Clara and also their own mysterious aims.
Yes.
And then we have Clara herself. We have several mysteries that are being strung along through the series, and we're not. I would be surprised if we got answers to more than one this season, which bodes well for next season.
I think so too. Also, in the final episode, and this is not a spoiler, but characters called the Whispermen will be introduced.
Interesting.
Have you seen these characters?
No.
Because they look like certain characters from a specific Buffy episode, and when you mentioned the Silence Will Fall.
Oh, they look like Hush. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just bringing that up, guys. I don't know if it means a damn thing. I'm just saying.
Okay.
They remind me of them.
Okay.
Enjoy whatever conspiracy theories you come up with.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that more once we hit the spoiler wall.
Yes, we will.
What else do we want to discuss about this episode before we talk big picture?
Okay, let's talk about the Rose theory.
Okay, now you mentioned this to me right before we got on the air, and we just got a tweet from Soaring Chris that I see probably backs up this theory. Yeah. So why don't you tell me what it is?
Okay, so now people have been saying, I don't know if I agree with this or anything like it, but this is something that I read online and I find interesting.
Okay.
That Clara is some version of Rose. Because Rose said that she scattered herself through time and space, and some people think that she is a piece that was scattered. I don't know. I'm just saying it sounds interesting. Now, what Soaring Chris 137 said to us is the date on Clara's mother's tombstone is the date that Rose met the Doctor.
And that's right, Soaring Chris is a big winner. He won the turtle wax. He won the go-kart. He won the lifetime subscription to Men's Fitness. Oh my God, his tweet has changed everything. Wow, this is
That
okay.
was so much fun.
I could have done that bit forever, Phil. Phil, our producer in the room with us. Okay.
It's
so
just interesting.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I tend to agree with the no side of things.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
It's interesting, but we've had far more interesting theories.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly. I do find it interesting that her mother died on the day that Rose met the Doctor, which begs the question: was she killed by one of the Nestine Consciousness's plastic men, the mannequins?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean it's really
because it was not said how she died. Right.
Exactly. No, I don't believe it was said. So I mean if the date is the same, that likely is not a coincidence. Whether or not that means what this particular theory says, I mean, it just may be some sort of connection, which is interesting to speculate on. So, guys, if you have any theories about this, send them in because I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious, and like that. There's a detriment to having a mystery of this size tied into our companion because you're right. We want them to be having the level of fun that they're having in the Snowmen when there's no baggage. Yeah. It's like when you have a relationship in the honeymoon phase versus, later on when you're dealing with all the baggage.
Yes.
And this lack of trust is getting in the way of our fun. And I would like to think that next week's confrontation, teased confrontation, will lighten the load a bit.
I hope so, just because I'd like to see it again. Yeah. I don't even, the thing is, I think they can still, at some point, have the banter even with all of the baggage, but I think you're right, it needs to come to a head first.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Soaring Chris wants to get paid.
Does he? Oh,
yeah.
Well, I can send cookies.
She can send, can you send cookies, or are you just
No, probably not, but.
All right. Jenna Busch making empty promises on the internet.
That's what the internet's for.
That's what the internet is for. The internet is full of broken hearts, empty promises, and empty bellies.
Aww. Now I'm gonna get a cookie on the way home.
Yeah,
Just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think because there's a lot of news, like I think we've done well here.
Okay.
I do want to just say one little thing.
Sure.
Doug Ray Scott, who played Alec.
Yeah.
He was in Ever After, and he's just adorable.
And he's just one of those guys who almost got so much stuff. He was almost Wolverine. He was almost James Bond, and it just didn't happen. Oh, I also want to point out, and you missed it. It was on the screen behind us. That the Doctor used the spacesuit that he used in the Tenet episodes, and I thought that was a nice little fan service.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah, kind of great. But I think it's time that we entered the realm of speculation. Ooh. Yes. So we're gonna talk about everything that we know about the rest of the season.
And we know some stuff.
So
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Exactly.
Spoiler alert!
If the alarm is a blaring, you best be getting out of here. I couldn't think of a word.
AFTERBUZZ!
You're just having a big old ball over there, aren't you, Phil?
Unnecessary roughness!
Okay. Hey.
Oh, no, this is awesome.
Hey, you know what? It's all right. This is a safe place, Phil. I apologize for getting under your skin. But yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, you better hit the road because we're about to get into some serious territory. Okay, so Jenna, you on Fanhattan this week, today in fact.
Today.
You reported what?
I reported something that Stephen Moffat said about the final episode, which is called The Name of the Doctor.
Boom!
So before I tell you exactly what he said, let's think about what he actually, Matt Smith said his name was Jurassicanahusius.
Jurassicanahusius?
Yeah, that was just a joke of his. But I thought it was cute. And he's gone by John Smith and all of that. But we do not know his name. Now, we know we're going to see River Song. We know River Song knows his name.
Yes.
And here is what Stephen Moffat said. I'm reading it directly from my own article. Okay. There's going to be a revelation. I'm not teasing. I'm not wrong-footing you. You're about to learn something about the Doctor that you never knew before, and I think you're in for a shock.
Dang! Yes.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
It is. That's huge. Now, he doesn't necessarily say that the mystery we're going to learn is the name of the Doctor. We may not learn it, even though it's a name, but someone's probably going to learn it.
Yeah.
And was there not a thing about when River Song, something about when the name is...
Well, no, when the question
It's the final time they see... No, I think it's something about the final time he sees River Song.
Oh, was that in Angels Take Manhattan?
I believe so. But guys, let us know if you know.
Yeah, let us know
this.
if that is in fact a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm curious about is what version or what stage in her timeline we're going to meet River. And it could very well be that we're meeting her just before she goes to the library.
Right.
But it could also be the River who does not, well, either of them really, the River who does not yet know the Doctor's name.
Right.
So she's learning it with him, and that's why she knows.
And from what I remember, and guys, do correct me if I'm wrong, it was something about when she learns the name. It's like the end of when she'll see him, and so there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not this is the last appearance of River Song.
Which, as much as we love Alex Kingston and River Song, I do think the time has come.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the time has come, and we're going to get a great
send-off, maybe?
Yes.
Well, also, I think because, as we were saying, there's a possibility of this sort of, there being some sort of love story between Clara and the Doctor. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying that they're hinting at it, whether or not that carries through.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, but it's being hinted at. You can't really have River Song there.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Now, what do you think? We know the titles of the episodes going forward, and I just received a tweet that led me to a Reddit thread with all of this information, which we're trying to absorb as we talk to you.
Yes.
So cut us some slack. Maybe you want to try to do the absorbing, and I will spin for time.
Okay. All right. Well, because I can read this to you right now.
Okay.
This is very interesting.
Read. It is on the Doctor Who subreddit. Theory about Clara. Spoilers, obviously.
Okay. She's not Clara Oswin Oswald. She's Clara, in quotes, Oswin Oswald. The Clara that we met in the last episode is the original Oswin. She was uploaded by the Great Intelligence, who managed to save an imprint of her, which he has seeded throughout time and space in an effort to lead the Doctor to the original Clara. Think about it. Run, you clever boy, and remember it was the mnemonic device for the Maitland family's Wi-Fi password, if you guys remember. Clara spoke these words while on the phone with the Doctor after she clicked on the GI's Wi-Fi connection. Oswin is the username she created while hacking the Shard's computer banks. It, too, would have been saved. Now, this is crossed out. It is the Bad Wolf scenario crossed with Dalek. I can't even pronounce
Dalek
it.
Khan.
Khan, right. Timeline manipulation tactic. Edit, I was thinking abstractly, not literally. Okay, so, thoughts, guys. This is,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Well, no, I actually,
it's interesting, though.
I'll agree that she is the original Clara, and that whatever the other two that we've met, whoever they are splinters of this one.
Yeah.
They are splinters of this one. Now, he does bring an interesting point to those words run, you clever boy, and remember, are involved with the Wi-Fi connection. Why would the Great Intelligence suddenly be benevolent?
I have no idea.
In its attempt to reunite him with Clara.
Unless she's a trap, which is something that he asks, are you a trap?
Yeah.
In the next episode we've seen from the trailer.
Yes. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
Ah.
This plot line just got juicy.
It's interesting. I'll be interested to see what all of you guys think of it, because if that is the case and she is a trap,
yeah,
what does that mean for a potential love story? What does that mean for Like, does he save her? Even though, does he sacrifice himself in some way to save this person that he will maybe eventually care about
She's
very
been
deeply?
luring him towards the trap set by the Great Intelligence this whole time. Since Asylum of the Daleks. They've been keeping him alive for some reason because they want to, like, sap his consciousness or take his memories or just get some sort of deep-seated revenge that only they want to pursue.
I'm not laughing at your theory. I'm laughing at the intensity with which you presented
well,
it.
it's just,
I enjoyed that.
I love this theory. Look at the Soren Crest says, look at the comment in Reddit by Goopy, or is it Goople?
Goopy.
Goopy or Goople?
Goopy.
Goopy?
That's a fantastic name for Reddit.
Goopy. Where are you, Goopy? All right. Are you sure that mnemonic was said after she clicked on the second Wi-Fi link? I thought she said it while entering the password. Of all the theories I've heard so far, I'd say this one most fits with the types of things that Moffat would try to pull. However, there are a few problems with this as it stands. 1. While Clara had been uploaded to the bank where mines were stored, the entire bank was dumped. True. That's my word. True.
Yes.
Why save her imprint? Why was only her imprint saved? For that matter, was there even a base station anywhere near where her body was located? Okay. 2. What evidence do we have that the Great Intelligence can manipulate time? Both Bad Wolf and Dalek Khan involved interaction with the time vortex. Dalek Khan couldn't manipulate past or future events beyond knowing all of time and being able to manipulate events based on that. Of course, we're talking about the end of Season 4 when he found Davros and brought him back, and they started creating new Daleks. Nothing we've seen so far on the part of the Great Intelligence indicates that this is a likely scenario. The Great Intelligence has had to use humans in both cases. Also true. If the Great Intelligence seeded Clara through space-time, we'd expect to run into her multiple times as the storyline progresses. He has apparently found her, or a manifestation of her. Is that the end of the search, or does he move on searching because this Clara doesn't want to go traveling with him? To really dig into the mystery that is Clara, a question needs to be answered. Who gave her the phone number to call the Doctor in the Bells of St. John?
That's been bothering
The
me.
Doctor didn't find her. Someone else found her and notified the Doctor. We do know it was a woman. Beyond that, we know nothing. Chilling words from Goopy.
That's the best sentence ever in the history of sentences.
I know, that's so much
Chilling
fun to
words
say.
from Goopy.
From Goopy. I also want to say Soren Chris tweeted, my issue with the backwards timeline with River is that only happened for 2 episodes, then it went forward. I'm gonna call that a quibble, buddy. It is what it is. They met out of order.
Yeah.
They are sliding relatively backwards, but you can't always guarantee that you'll meet in the exact same reverse order. It's just chaos theory.
It's a mess.
Yes.
It's dramatic.
So we've got a lot to chew on here.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to chew on here. Is Clara a trap? Probably.
It's very likely.
But that is a point that I hadn't really thought about, but is so completely stupidly obvious that the Doctor didn't find Clara. Someone wanted Clara to find the Doctor.
Right.
Who is that someone? A woman at a shop, or a woman on the telephone line gave her the phone number, which, like,
River Song? I just said that.
Yeah.
I don't mean anything. I don't mean anything by it.
That's what I thought when it happened. That's what I thought when it happened. And I guess we'll know in what, 4 episodes from now?
Yeah.
We'll know in 4 episodes whether or not that was River and whether or not that's going to play out in our final episode. I'm sure we'll get some sort of reveal.
Yeah.
In terms of Clara's storyline, but it will not be entirely resolved.
Yeah.
Yes.
So excited for the final episode. Also very excited for the Neil Gaiman episode, which is coming.
Yes, which is coming up in what, 3?
I think 3. Yeah. I love him.
Yeah. Journey to the center of the TARDIS, the Crimson Horror. What is the?
It's gonna hit me.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
Something in steel.
Yeah.
Is it Heart of Steel? I'm
Nah,
drawing that from.
that sounds like a rock song.
Nowhere. He got a heart of steel.
That's really
working on the assembly line.
All right, you're gonna need to write a Doctor Who song and sing it next week.
Yeah. building TARDISes for ungrateful Time Lords, trapped in space, trapped in time.
Oh my God, this is
He's
happening.
got a heart of steel.
Okay. If that is not the name of the episode, it should be.
Yeah, it should be. Oh well. Someday they'll appreciate me.
I appreciate you.
That's also part of his story. Whoever this nameless assemblyman is, assembly worker, building TARDISes at the dawn of time.
Someday I feel that I'll be breaking down this episode with someone else because you will have written an episode called Heart of Steel.
If
with a song in it.
That would be cool. Now even though it would never get made, if I were to make a Doctor Who spec script, there would be a song in it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go any further, I do just want to mention that we have so many awesome shows, guys.
Yes.
If don't just listen to Doctor Who, there's so many good ones.
Yeah.
So and also
we're doing 60 shows a week now. Over 60.
God. We are very prolific.
It's a mountain of content, people.
A mountain of content.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that content is available on YouTube and on iTunes,
and on Androids.
And now streaming through the AfterBuzz TV app on iPads, iPhones, iPods, and Android devices. So if you want to watch our shows live and you are away from your computer, and you want to take in the glory that is live Doctor Whodom and tweet
is
at
quite
us
glorious.
and do everything great, you should download the app and listen to it live, or even just listen to it live in your car, while you're driving around.
We're more entertaining than traffic.
Yes, and
I hope.
TV is way more entertaining than traffic, and talking about TV is more fun than traffic.
Yeah. And make sure you rate us and please say nice things.
Yes, we love getting your feedback, and we love that we feel like this show, and AfterBuzz in general, it's a community, and I think it's a community filled with people who care about the same things that we do.
Yeah.
So we love your feedback, and we look forward to reading it.
Yeah. And guys, like I said, if you do apply for King of the Nerds, tell me, because just tweet at me, because I'm dying to know. Again, that email was Caroline, KOTN casting.
KOTN or KOTEN?
No, KOTN.
Okay.
Yeah. Caroline, KOTN casting @gmail.com. And actually, the site is nerdking.net, because we would love one of the AfterBuzzers to be a part of the show.
Oh, that would be so
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
That would be so cool.
That'd be really cool to rep AfterBuzz on live TV.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So, yeah. And so definitely let us know if you do it.
Yeah.
I think we have wrapped this up with a nice little bow.
A nice little...
A bow tie.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Oh, I see what you did
Was
there.
that not the most awesome thing ever?
That was pretty awesome.
All right. Well, guys, let's tell you where you can find us. You can follow AfterBuzz on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. You can find me at Jenna Busch, BUSCH, like the beer, not the president. You can also find all of my articles, many of them on Doctor Who, on fanhattan.com with an F. It's voice.fanhattan.com. And you, sir?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman. You can also find me here on AfterBuzz TV on the Mad Men After Show and the new Defiance After Show. Woo! If you guys aren't watching this show, you should be. It's a heck of a lot of fun. It's one of the last true sci-fi shows on American television, so get on it. You can also see sketch comedy on VLYTV.com.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, we just released a Mario sketch that I wrote and edited and star in. So,
it's really funny.
Yes, so you guys should check that out. Thanks, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.